Hi, everybody. It is Monday, the 11th of November. I've been really busy today. Was dealing with the dogs this morning. I am cleaning windows. My house has, as the old saying goes, a shitload of windows. And most of the panes are about this big, and there are literally hundreds of them. And it's one of these things I always go, oh, do I have to do this? And then after a while, you look at it and you go, I really can't even see out of the house. So it's time to get to work. And to do it right is pretty laborious. But I got quite a few done this morning, and I'm just going to keep going at it, try to do a few every day, a few windows, because each of them is many multi-paned. So, let the fun begin and continue. Talked to Lyle Levitt this morning about some upcoming work. We're still sorting out if we're going to the UK. He's got gigs in the UK, but he's trying to sort out budgetary things right now to see if and how many players he can take with him. So he said, please hold on to those dates. As of right now, we should know like within a week if it's going to be happening. So I'm looking forward to that. If that does, it would be really great to get over there with him. It's Veterans Day, so my heart goes out and my thoughts go out to all of the veterans present and past. I think about like my dad, my stepfather, my brother-in-law who served. So many. I think the first time I went to the Vietnam Memorial in Washington and saw the names of a number of friends from high school who died in Vietnam and stuff. So my thoughts are with them. I put a post up on my Facebook page, and there's all kinds of like really snarky things are being said now. We've entered a very, very bizarre, dark time in our history, and I'm going to lay low for a while on all of this. I have my feelings about what's going on, and for right now, I'm going to let the dust not settle, but just I'm still coming to grips with thinking about what the future holds for so many people I know. It's potentially going to be a very difficult time for a lot of people. I hope not, but my gut tells me that would be very naive of me to feel that way. So everybody can move on at this point with however they want to approach things. I will be actively involved. But for the moment right now, I'm going to just stay focused on the music and friendships and people in this world that I care deeply about. So that's that. Somebody wrote to me. Oh, also, by the way, this Wednesday is the Clubhouse. So again, all of you who are Clubhouse members who can be there, it'll be 2 p.m. West Coast Pacific time. To help out the people over in the UK and Europe and Scandinavia who are part of the Clubhouse, where the later hours always made it difficult for them. And then this coming Saturday will be our one-on-one FaceTime and Skype, which we haven't been able to do for a while because I've been on the road. And so I wanted to get back into that now that I have a little bit of time. And then I'm going to be heading back to New York. I'm looking forward to this for a few days. Maureen and I are going to go back to New York to a dear friend of ours is Tina Sinatra, one of Frank Sinatra's daughters. And she's been working on this for ages, but there's going to be a musical about Sinatra. And they're doing a pre-show back there, and she invited us to come back and see it. And so I'm really excited about going back just for a couple of days. I'm going to get to see Kevin Albender at Katz's, my dear friend Kevin, and hopefully go out to dinner with he and his wife. And the other night I went and saw Jim Caruso and Billy Stritch doing their cast party show. And I was talking to them afterwards, and they said they are going to be at the Sinatra thing too. So it'll be fun to see them. So it'll just be a couple of days back in New York, which will be really nice. It should be a beautiful time to be back there. And tomorrow I'm in the studio with Steve Postel working on a project. So I haven't seen Steve in a while, so I'm excited about that. So lots of activities taking place right now. But somebody wrote to me yesterday about something, a project that I did that I've talked about twice in the past. And I thought I would play a couple more tracks from that. And that is Stephen Brault. We did this album Oh, let me see. Let me get around to. I'll get to that in a minute here. With that, I'm going to get to some particular but I'll give you some info. I've given this in the past, but a lot of times people keep saying, "Oh, could you do something about so and so or this album?" And I go, "I did it, but it's like 1,000 videos ago." If you really want to keep finding stuff, you have to go into the archives. So every once in a while, I'll just kind of revisit somebody so that they can at least get a taste of it now, and then they can go back and check out more if they want to. But I'll read you a little bit here. Stephen Joseph Brault, born April 29th, 1992, is a current Major League Baseball broadcaster for the Pittsburgh Pirates and an American former professional baseball pitcher and outfielder. He played Major League Baseball for the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Chicago Cubs. Brault grew up as a fan of the San Diego Padres. He graduated from Grossmont High School in El Cajon, California. As a senior at Grossmont, he compiled an 8-1 record with a 2.56 ERA, along with a batting average of 3.78, playing alongside future Pittsburgh Pirate Joe Musgrove. He was he was drafted out of high school. Brault played college baseball at Regis University, where he majored in vocal performance. As a junior, he started 11 games and was 8-3 with a 2.63 ERA, striking out 103 and walking only 18 in 78.2 innings. Now, it goes into a whole bunch of stuff about his baseball career. I've done a lot of projects with athletes, like from Bernie Williams, who was a center fielder for the Yankees, who we did 2 albums with, who's a remarkably gifted guitarist and composer, and Scott Spezio, and a whole bunch of different ones. But it was interesting with Stephen here. So I'm going to read this again. I may have covered some of this on the previous one, but I'm not going to go back and find it. So here we go. At Regis University, Brault majored in music performance with a vocal performance emphasis. On June 19th, 2018, Brault sang the Star Spangled Banner at the PNC Park before the Pirates game against the Milwaukee Brewers. On September 8th, 2019, he repeated his national anthem performance prior to a Pirates game in with the St. Louis Cardinals. He had sung the national anthem before games in minor leagues and also participated in theater and choir programs in his childhood. In November 2019, Brault recorded an album entitled A Pitch at Broadway, which was released in 2020. On it, he sings cover songs from noted Broadway musicals, including selections from Hamilton, Wicked, Phantom of the Opera, and Rent. Brault performed lead vocals on the 12-song album. He was accompanied on the album with drummers Vinnie Colaiuta and Kenny Aronoff, bassist Leland Sklar, guitarist Tim Pierce, and keyboardist Jeff Babko. For those of you who aren't familiar with Jeff Babko, he's done stuff with Luke and all these people, but he's the keyboard player on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. He's an amazingly gifted keyboard player. Adam Pascal and fellow Pirates player Josh Bell were special guests on the album. The album was produced by Latin Grammy-nominated producer Lauren Harriott, who also produced former New York Yankees outfielder Bernie Williams' two albums. In association with his album release, Brault appeared as a special guest vocalist with the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra for 3 concerts from February 7th to 9th in 2020. Brault performed the national anthem at the 2024 Turnpike Series between Pittsburgh Pirates and Philadelphia Phillies. He made his play-by-play debut on Pittsburgh Sports Net, filling in for longtime Pirate announcer Greg Brown, who was unavailable due to his son's wedding. And it says, in baseball offseason, Brault resides in San Diego, California. In 2018, he launched a podcast with fellow pitcher Trevor Williams called I Am HO, in which they and a guest usually connected with baseball rank items relating to the topics outside of baseball. But he told me, like, all through school, I mean, he was like a theater arts major, loved musical theater. And when we got in the studio, it was great. It was so great to be in the studio with a guy sitting there with orchestral lead sheets, like conductor sheets, reading through them, saying, oh, in bar 72, could we make that like a dotted quarter and then put a fermata on that while I take a breath? I mean, he was musically active and very knowledgeable, where a lot of guys just kind of sit there, they love what they're hearing and stuff, but they don't know how to contribute to the other players because they don't know how to musically talk to them. But Stephen was a whole other ball game, no pun intended. So let me play a couple more tracks from this album, though. In the past, I did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 6 tracks featured in the past. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few of the others. First one I'm going to do is The Greatest Show. And let me see what we got here. If it's got any more information on here. No, it's limited in that. So I'm going to go back here and let's just start it. The Greatest Show, Stephen Brault. And the album is called A Pitch at Broadway, once again. So here we go. Before it continues, I just want to say we cut all the basic tracks for these songs in the studio as a band. Then afterwards, they did the arrangements and they brought in the choirs and the orchestra. But the basic tracks were us laying them down with Stephen, and he was doing vocals with us in the studio. So here we go.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore, taking your breath and stealing your mind, and all that is real is left behind. Fight, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you feel getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's blood and open. It's the preacher in the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall that's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights? Where you run away, so run it tonight. Impossible come true, it's taking over you.
It's just fun stuff to do. I always love when I get a chance to do Broadway tunes too. And it's just like there's just some quality to them. So here's one called Wait for Me.
How to get to Hades Town. You have to take the long way down, through the underground, under cover of night. Laying low, staying out of sight. Ain't no compass, brother, ain't no map. Just a telephone wire and a railroad track. Keep on walking and don't look back, till you get to the bottom land.
Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming
The
to.
river Styx is high and wide, cinder bricks and razor wire, walls of iron and concrete, hound dogs howling round the gate. Those dogs will lay down and play dead if you got the bones, if you got the bread. But if all you got is your own two legs, just be glad you got them.
Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming too. Who are you? Where do you think you're going? Who are you? Why are you all alone? Who do you think you are? Who are you to think that you can walk a road that no one ever walked before?
You're on the lam, you're on the run. Don't give your name, you don't have one. And don't look no one in the eye. This town will try to suck you dry. They'll suck your brain, they'll suck your breath. They'll tear the heart right up your chest. They'll truss you up in your Sunday best and stuff your mouth with cotton.
Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming too. I'm coming, wait for me. I hear the walls repeating, the falling of my feet, and it sounds like drumming, and I am not alone. I hear the rocks and stones echoing my song. I'm coming,
It's a cool project. I'll do a couple more. This one's called I don't think we did this. Nope. I Believe.
Ever since I was a child, I tried to be the best. So what happened? My family and friends all said I was blessed. So what happened? It was supposed to be all so exciting, to be teaching of Christ across the sea. But I allowed my faith to be shaken. Oh, what's the matter with me? I've always longed to help the needy, to do the things I never dared. This was the time for me to step up, so then why was I so scared? A warlord who shoots people in the face? What's so scary about that? I must trust that my Lord is mightier and always has my back. Now I must be completely devout. I can't have even one shred of doubt. I believe that the Lord God created the universe, and I believe that he sent his only son to die for my sins, and I believe that ancient Jews built boats and sailed to America. I am a Mormon, and a Mormon just believes.
From the Book of Mormon.
You cannot just believe part way, you have to believe in it all. My problem was doubting the Lord's will instead of standing tall. I can't allow myself to have any doubt. It's time to set my worries free. Time to show the world what Elder Price is about and share the power inside of me. I believe that God has a plan for all of us. I believe that plan involves me getting my own planet. And I believe that the current president of the church, Thomas Monson, speaks directly to God. I am a Mormon, and dang it, a Mormon just believes. I know that I must go and do the things my God commands. I realize now why he sent me here. If you ask the Lord in faith, he will always answer you. Just believe in him and have no fear.
General, we have an intruder. He just walked right into camp.
I believe that Satan has a hold of you, and I believe that the Lord God has sent me here, and I believe that in 1978 God changed his mind about black people. Black people! You can be a Mormon who just believes.
What the is this?
And now I can feel the excitement. This is the moment I was born to do. And I feel so incredible to be sharing my faith with you. The scriptures say that if you ask in faith, if you ask God himself, you'll know. But you must ask him without any doubt and let your spirit grow. I believe that God lives on a planet called Kolob. I believe that Jesus has his own planet as well. And I believe that the Garden of Eden was in Jackson County, Missouri. If you believe, the Lord will reveal it. And you'll know it's all true, you'll just feel it. You'll be a Mormon, and by gosh, a Mormon just believes. Oh, I believe. I believe.
I have a picture of Stephen in my book giving me the finger from this session. And for anybody that's got the book that's looked at it and goes, well, I wonder what that one is. We were doing Music of the Night from Phantom, and he took some paper towels and made a mask to cover half his face to really get into the mood. And that's the picture I've got in my book, is him with the paper towel on his face being Phantom. And I'll just do one more here. This is called Butter Out of Cream. This is Stephen Brault once again, and his album is A Pitch at Broadway. And this was, when we did this, he was still like pitching in the major leagues for Pittsburgh, and he was like off season, and we were in the studio doing this album. So it was really cool. So Butter Out of Cream.
Remember that story I learned at your feet? Well, now it's my turn, take a seat.
I'm sitting down, kid. What do you got?
Two little mice of great renown fell in some milk, and one proceeded to drown. The other one still the toast of the town, 'cause he made butter out of cream. He looked around around, deduced his plight, said this is no way to spend a Saturday night. But he had the style to make things right, so he made butter out of cream. He kicked his legs up, he tossed and turned, so apt to end up a ghost. He did the hokey pokey till the cream was churned, and then he walked right out and buttered his toast. Now he's on top, for goodness sakes. Yeah, he's the big cheese of Atlanta Lakes. He's living proof that pop, all it takes is a scheme. So if you land in the gutter, just make butter out of cream. It's your turn, Dad.
You're doing great, kid.
No. This is a duet. It's Frank and Dean. It's not a solo act.
Well, there is one I haven't told you.
Oh, really?
There was a cockroach in Brazil, got drunk at his local coffee mill. He thought his time was up until he made coffee out of beans. When he came to, he heard such a sound, much to his shock when he looked around. He had been scooped and was about to be ground, so he made coffee out of beans. He marched to the south and he stomped to the north. He had to race against fate. He did the cucaracha while those tears poured forth, and Senora, things began to percolate. He held his breath and swam to the top. He borrowed beans from his mom and pop and opened up his own coffee shop out in Queens. When his lights were almost off, he just made coffee out of beans.
Let's take this one home, Dad.
You got it, son.
So think of those two when life's the pits, the bum and the mouse at the end of their wits. They knew the key to life is that it's what you dream. So if lemons clog your sink up, don't just stand around and scream. Spike some lemonade and drink up, and make butter out of cream. Just make butter out of cream. Make some butter out of cream.
I hear what you're saying, son. I'll make butter out of cream.
Shadu yadu 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 wop. Oh man,
That was great, kid.
I love doing that kind of stuff. It is so much fun just to sit there and kind of just swing. It's really great. So Stephen Brault, great pitcher, great broadcaster, and a great singer. So this was really a fun project, and that's the end of that one. So it's a pitch at Broadway. I don't know how this album can be found, but I did find this online, so it's there, but I don't think there's a physical one available. I think they had it at the ballparks. That might have been it. And there's still a few other tracks on here that I haven't covered, so you can check those out. So I'm going to get going. I will see some Clubhouse members on Wednesday, all of you who can make it. I'll see Steve Postel tomorrow. And I'm going to go now. I'm going to look into getting my eyes examined because my glasses broke, and the glasses I've been wearing for the past 6 months, because I haven't had any time, are an ancient prescription. I'm really like to update my prescription and see what I can see. So I'm going to maybe take care of that today if I can find an optometrist who's open on Veterans Day. So that's it for now, and I will talk to you later.